Welcome especially today to the Templars of the channel. Today we are going to talk about a topic that has been a constant request since we started on YouTube. Let's discuss male sexual impotence. Therefore, I would recommend that you watch this video prior to someone suggesting it to you. Now, what is male sexual impotence? It can be defined as the physiological inability to maintain an erection, which is a condition that affects many men. And this can be attributed to a multitude of causes. Male erection transpires when a nervous stimulus sends signals for the penis to fill with blood and attain a firm state of rigidity. The muscles of the penis are like a sponge full of capillaries, and when filled with blood, an erection occurs, but sometimes this process fails somewhere. Typically, Western medical treatment starts with a physical examination to assess any structural damage that may be present, and it usually includes blood and urine tests as part of the diagnostic process. Ultrasounds can also be utilized to obtain a more enhanced perspective of the male reproductive organ, and often psychological evaluations are added, since male impotence frequently originates from stress or altered emotional states such as low self-esteem, depression, guilt, or fear of performance failure. And what are the factors that influence the onset of male impotence? Well, a sedentary lifestyle is one of the main causes, so if you're still looking for an excuse to exercise, this could be a good opportunity. Another cause is having high blood pressure and other conditions such as obesity, diabetes, or high cholesterol, all of which are strongly linked to an unhealthy diet. Smoking or an excess of toxins can have a significant influence on hindering proper blood circulation. Another cause could be old age. There are even certain types of medications that have this symptom as a side effect. Even though it may come as a surprise to many of you, an excessive amount of work or exercise can also result in impotence. And what are the main treatments in Western medicine? The most well-known, which I'm sure you all already know, are oral medications such as Viagra. It's not recommended because it can lead to dependency and has many side effects, but if you're interested, you have to ask your doctor to see if it's suitable for you. In our nation, it's only dispensed with a medical prescription. In extreme cases, injections can be administered on the penile vascular system or even on the neuronal system if that's the problem. There are even other treatments such as suction or prosthetics. However, according to traditional Chinese medicine, we are going to approach it a little differently. According to traditional Chinese medicine, when this happens to you, it's because the qi has descended and is unable to ascend. This is accentuated especially from the age of 60 due to qi deficiency and obstruction of the orifices. The stress accumulated throughout life or excessive worry has the capability of depleting the qi energy. Even having excessive and frequent sexual relations can be a factor contributing to flaccidity. In men, puberty begins at around 8 years old, and this cycle reaches its peak state at approximately the age of 32 and declines between 40 and 68 years old, depending on how well you have taken care of yourself in the previous years of your life. There are a series of key points that can help us solve this issue. We are going to discuss the most important points according to traditional Chinese medicine to treat cases of sexual impotence. There are mainly 3 major meridians that influence this condition. If impotence originates from a psychoaffective dissatisfaction, such as cases where the person is depressed, sad, or has low self-esteem, we will mainly work on the liver meridian and within the liver channel. The key point for these cases is liver 5, called 51st Guo, which translates as wood channel and is located 5 kun above the inner malleolus, right above the tibia. It is a point that greatly helps the liver carry energy to the penis and thus prevent impotence. The liver meridian in its course surrounds the entire genital area, and as we have already mentioned, it is related when there is sadness or lack of energy. When the origin of male impotence lies in a state of anxiety or excessive worry, we will focus more on working on the heart meridian. Let's assume we are discussing cases of emotional impotence, where all this state of worry and anxiety prevents the man from being able to maintain an erection. And on this channel, we will mainly focus on 2 points, the 7 of hearts and the 5 of hearts. The 7 of hearts is positioned directly at the wrist crease and is referred to as Sen Men, which is a term that signifies the gateway of the spirit. This point is the earth point of the heart channel and will assist in distributing energy appropriately. And the other one, the kidney 5, we have it just a thumb away from the wrist crease line, and it's called ton 51st, which translates to communicating with the jade stone. With this point, we will help the person express their emotions more easily and thus achieve releasing them. It is a point that is often used in cases where there is stage fright, in cases where the origin of this condition comes from fear or having experienced a big scare. We will mainly work on the kidney channel. In this channel, we find the essence of the person, and within the essence, we also have sexual potency. We have already mentioned in many other videos that the kidney is like the battery of our body, and depending on how we take care of it, that's how it will be maintained in old age. We need to enhance this channel, and we can improve it with the 23 of the bladder, which is situated on the posterior side, on the initial bladder line, precisely at the level of the navel, above the vertebral column. At this point, what will be mostly required is to use heat, such as moxibustion or another heat source that you have on hand. And the other 2 points that we can use are on the vessel conception channel. They are 0.34, and these points will help us raise the person's essence so that they can increase libido. If there is not enough energy, the body will not produce an erection. That's why it's very important for the person not to be tired. And finally, I will provide you with a point that I adore and find very special, namely the spleen 4, which is situated on the inner edge of the foot, just below the joint of the first metatarsal. The point is called gongshun and translates as universal offering. The peculiarity of this point is that it opens a marvelous vessel, meaning it opens a channel that brings energy from the sky, and the channel it opens is called cheongmai, which is the waist channel, and will greatly influence the person's sexuality. So with this point, we will regain celestial energy to help the person have greater potency, and above all, it will be responsible for filling the blood. All these points can be stimulated with acupuncture. The acupuncturist typically, depending on each case and after having taken the medical history, will choose the most suitable points for each case. These are treatments that are carried out periodically and must be done for a specific period of time. Be patient, as these cases don't improve overnight. But if you can't see an acupuncturist who can do it for you, you can also stimulate them yourself with massage or moxibustion. You can even combine both of these therapeutic treatments. You can undergo acupuncture treatment periodically and also stimulate these points daily with massage. And to wrap up the video, I'm going to give you some final tips. First of all, as always, seek help from a professional, as they can assess you in person much better and tailor the treatment to your specific case. There are also herbal products derived from plants that assist with these particular issues. For example, ginseng will help if the issue is circulatory. If you are interested in taking something, ask at the herbalists which products are most recommended depending on each case. The good thing about natural products is that they lack side effects or have very few, yet they can be a great help in complementing the treatment. Pelvic exercises are also often recommended to stimulate all the muscles in the area. These will produce improvement, especially in the long term. In Chinese medicine, they also place great importance on nutrition, and for that, there are always diets that help strengthen kidney energy. Taking, for instance, a daily intake of 60 grams of walnuts for a period of 3 months can greatly enhance the power of your kidneys. As we have mentioned before, toxic substances have an impact, so we recommend avoiding their use as much as possible. Toxins like tobacco, alcohol, or others can be examples. And finally, be aware that acupuncture helps 2 out of 3 cases of erectile dysfunction, so it can be a great option if you don't want to take meds or if you have tried other treatments that have not been successful. I truly hope that these tips are helpful to you, and don't be afraid to share your experience with me in the comments below. To discuss these topics or others, email me. You and I will meet in the next video. Don't forget to take care of yourself, as your body is your temple.